What's up guys, my name is Jade and welcome back to my YouTube channel. Today marks the first day of a new series, the Handstand series. So excited for this one, but first 7 a.m. yoga. That's where I'm off to now. The yoga I'm on my way to now is the yoga that's part of the Ready for Summer Bootcamp yoga. It's every Tuesday and Thursday from 7 to 8. So excited because I need yoga. Okay, so I know it's not pretty, but here's my oats with Collagen Whey by Body by Wild. I've now finished my yoga class. I took a client for a session. Now I'm here with you. Episode 1. I don't know how many episodes there's gonna be, but they'll be releasing every week. Our first episode would be wrist mobility and wrist warm-ups, because I honestly believe that as soon as I started doing wrist mobility, like my handstands really improved. And guys, by no means am I professional with handstands. Like, I'm still learning along the way, but this is a highly requested video, so here I am. So our first episode is wrist mobility. It's very important. Like, we're not used to being on our hands. Clearly, we don't walk around on our hands all day. So people's wrists tends to be quite weak, not flexible. And when you're on your hand, like, you need that wrist mobility, you know? Also, a thing with wrist mobility is there's no, like, it's not for just beginners. Like, if you're advanced in handstands, I still think you should be doing wrist mobility just to warm up the wrists, avoid injury. Like with everything else, you should be doing mobility and stretching anyway. So I'm just going to show you guys a few videos and clips from a gym session that I do wrist mobility. I'll pop a few handstands maybe, I don't know. And I'll just talk you through everything. The first movements we'll be doing is wrist rolls and reverse rolls. These movements are just to prep the wrist joint for stretching stresses that you'll be putting on them during the session. For the wrist rolls, you're just gonna interlock your fingers, try keep your elbows as close together as possible, and you're just gonna roll it out very gently, very softly. And then once you're finished doing those, we'll interlock the fingers backwards and just reverse rolls. Our next exercise will be wrist waves and wrist prayers. For each movement, you want to try and increase your range of motion for each rep. For your prayer, just remember to keep your palms touching the whole way down. With the next one, we're going to be leaning forwards and backwards on the hands. When you go forwards, try use your fingers and grip the floor just to push yourself back. That's going to increase your finger strength when you're in a handstand, because that's actually your like strength. When you're like this, you're going to use your fingers to really push yourself back. I mean, they'll make sense in a later episode, so make sure you stick around for that episode. After you're going forwards and backs, you're just going to rotate the fingers outwards, and you're going to lean side to side as well. Straight from there, I like to internally rotate my hands and point my fingers towards my knees and just rock back and forth, feeling the stretch, not going past your limits when it starts paining. And then you're going to turn your fingers facing each other and once again just rock back and forth. After you've done all of those, we'll go into some wrist extensions. So you straighten your arms straight in front of you, grab your fingers and slowly pull back. Remember to ease into each stretch. Count to 3 for the wrist extensions and roll your hand out, and then do your other hand as well. Once again, after all of these, we're just going to roll out the wrists nice and gently. You should feel them start to ease up a little bit. And then we're going to go into a high plank. Once again, with the wrist leans, we're going to go, but from a high plank stance, so not on your knees. You're just going to lean forward gently, using your fingers to push yourself back each time. You're just going to lean into it. Do this 3 or 4 times and then return to your knees. And that's it for the wrist mobility. This is really just to strengthen your wrists, keep them warmed up. It's for advanced people, it's for beginners, it's really for everybody. You should be doing this before going into your handstands. Remember, it's also for lifting. If you have weak wrists or they tend to get sore sometimes, I promise you, do these. It takes like not even 5 minutes before your session. So if you guys are practicing handstands, tag me on Instagram. There's my handle. I'll put it in the description box below as well. And if you're still struggling, watch my next video. We'll be covering handstand drills, tips and tricks, even stuff before you actually go into a handstand that you can practice. A lot of people have a fear of being upside down in a handstand because obviously they don't want to fall and hurt themselves. So yeah, we'll be going through drills, tips, tricks. So stick around for the next episode. I hope to see you guys there. If you like this video, please give it a thumbs up and don't forget to subscribe so you never miss all the good stuff, and I'll see you guys next week.